I just arrived in the second largest city in Armenia, this little known country that's forgotten by many people. I'm going to share with you what life is like here, what's around, and the history of this place that was completely devastated in 1988. Very recent with a very old history that also feels very new. A country rebuilding itself. I've already shown you the capital. Watch the earlier videos. This Caucasus series is really cool. It went through Azerbaijan, Georgia, and now Armenia. And now we've arrived at the central square right in the heart of Gumri. Did I tell you there was a modern side? I was kind of wrong because it's not very modern, but it's more of an area, how can I put it? It's the more developed part of town here, with museums, squares, churches, shops, and lots of stores. My hotel is 4 minutes away on foot, right here next to it, so this location is perfect if you come to Gumri. Stay around here, somewhere near this square, close to the main avenues.
Armenia is the first Christian country in the world. From here came prosperous families worldwide, such as the Kardashians and artists like Cher, Arasi Balabanian, and many others. But unfortunately, it was also the scene of wars, genocide, and tragedies. In this Caucasus series, after visiting countries like Azerbaijan, Georgia, and even the Armenian capital, the city of Yerevan, I arrive here in the second largest city in the world, Gyumri, to try to understand what life is like in the interior of Armenia. Is there not much to do, or is the countryside lively? Today I venture through Gyumri and remote places in the interior of Armenia, so you can discover what life is like on this side of the world.
This was the original dome of the 19th century church. During the earthquake, the dome collapsed, but in the 2000s they rebuilt the church. I think that's also why it's so beautiful, so gorgeous inside. Several elements as you walk around tell the story of the city and even of the country. Here on the side of the church, if you look closely, you'll see this panel that shows it both fully built and completely destroyed. Look at that earthquake. What a disaster. Armenians have truly suffered, you know? It was a natural disaster. It was persecution. It was war. These people deserve peace, man. These people deserve to live in tranquility. I mean, everyone deserves it, but seeing their history makes me think, you know? It's time for them to have their place in the sun. But I think Armenia is a country that has improved, you know? It's evolved a bit more in recent years. It's prospered more. There's even a monument here remembering the victims of the earthquake. Many lives were lost, and this monument serves as a reminder. Ahead, there's another dry fountain. It's striking how there are many fountains and flames here, yet no water or fire. I don't know if they're renovating or what it is, if they're restructuring, but there's no water. The water is always fresh and cold. Always carry a water bottle so you can refill it anywhere. There are many places to do so. It really reminds me of Rome, right? The tip in Rome is to always drink water from the small fountains. You can refill your bottle at this small fountain like many others do. Locals, travelers, everyone. The garden looks a bit sad, just a typical Soviet garden, right? I'm not sure if it'll soon get cold and everything will disappear. They don't invest much in it. But it's pretty common to see gardens like this in countries we visited that used to be part of the Soviet Union. There's a video from Moldova. There's a video from Azerbaijan, but Azerbaijan is extremely modern, surreal gardens. But the places that remind me of this garden, Moldova, it was around the same time I went to Chernobyl, to Ukraine. I went to Moldova. I also went to places from the former Soviet Union. I went to all the Baltic countries. So I went to Latvia, Lithuania, Estonia. Now I'm going back to travel a lot, you know? Uzbekistan and Turkmenistan were also in the Soviet Union, traveling around. Here's a big hotel. 2 flags, and we're going to the market over there. I love seeing the markets, the places, you know? I'm going to see what the market is like here in the second biggest city in the country, see what they're selling here. Lots of fresh stuff, lots of fruit, vegetables. What's funny is that it's not such a touristy place, right? This city doesn't get many tourists, no. It ends up being a market mostly visited by locals, man. Look, this is all coffee. I've never seen coffee at a market like this before. Look at that. Coffee, 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 coffee. They really like coffee here, but they drink a lot of ground coffee. Sweets that they love. There's a little area here with clothing too, for anyone who wants to buy some clothes. More spices. I really like spices, you know? Remember that Armenia was also part of the famous Silk Road here in the Caucasus. So we have this heritage of spices. More spices. Look, they sell sturgeon here. Look, sturgeon in a little pool, Jesus. Another source of drinking water. A market is a market, right? Every market has that market vibe. I actually thought it was pretty calm. I didn't find the market very noisy. I'm used to more shouting, more noise, but I'm finding it pretty chill. Really, really calm market. Look at the cheese. Most of this here is cheese over there. Dried fruits. Wow, that must be delicious. Apricot, apricot. Even more cheese. Look, this one is that famous cheese. It has a really strong smell. It's like a strong mozzarella. Where's the bread, my friends? Is it lavash? This is the famous lavash. Their bread, look. You can come in here and watch them making bread. Something I also notice is that here in Armenia, people are shorter than the average Brazilian. So much so that sometimes I bump my head on things. For example, here, look. Many things end up a little low for me. Look, there's one at 81 between 80, it's not that much. That's it, look, coming out here. Wow, another beautiful church over there. Look, it looks like a clay church, really beautiful. Should we head back to the square and check out the revitalized downtown? Find a restaurant, some good food. Near the square, there's a recommended museum with death masks right next to the beautiful church I mentioned. Check out the place and its cool architecture. This museum really showcases the works of one of the main Soviet sculptors and artists. This here is the original mold of Lenin's death mask, which he made. He even studied with Rodin. There are even some small Rodin references in the sculpture. Here, look, something really bizarre. More death masks. Guys, what do you think about this? Leave a comment for me. Would you like to have a death mask of yourself, like your last expression of life when you die? Or would you rather be remembered like this or be remembered with other happy photos? Point of view, just a little question. I don't know, just wondering. I'm just questioning here. And he was from an Armenian family born in Greece, so what does that mean? For them, right, your origin is much more important than where you were born. Jus sanguinis, as they call it. It basically means your identity and rights are tied more to blood and ancestry than to the land where you were born. And he made several famous death masks of Lenin, Tolstoy, Tumanyan, Mayakovsky, this one here. Next to it, we also have the Museum of Architecture and Everyday Life here in the city of Gumri in Armenia. Look at the size of these keys, my God. Look at how the city used to be. This makeup here is very well done to give you an idea of what Gumri used to be like. Here you can see some of the tools used for work and everyday life. Interesting, but let's explore more. Armenian traditional clothing is really beautiful. I think their clothes look amazing. This would be a representation of an Armenian house. They love carpets as decoration. Look how beautiful this is. Walking here now through a residential street so you can see a little bit of what life is like, right? How people live, what their daily life is like. In this Armenian city, you can glimpse cars, houses, and daily life. I enjoy sharing this reality. The main tourist area is 5 minutes away, and my hotel is a 10-minute walk. And I wanted to walk to the hotel to show you this. Look, here we can also see some gardens, some roses, some plants. The man is throwing water on the wall, I don't know why. Look at this side. Classic Soviet-era car, very common here. The weather is nice. These cities are good for just 1 or 2 nights. Here are more houses. This is a good neighborhood, a central neighborhood. I also want to take you to the Black Church, which is very famous here. There are a lot of old Mercedes here too, a lot of old Mercedes. Tell me what you think of Armenia. Is this what you imagined? Guys, does anyone know what this is? It looks like hair, but I think it's a rug. I'm back here at Vardarinsk Square, this main square. I started the video with you to show this black cathedral here, which is very iconic. Look how beautiful. They also preserve here the structure from when it collapsed because of the earthquake.
Throughout history, Gyumri has changed its name several times. The city was once called Kumairi, then Alexandropol during the Russian Empire, and later Lenilakan, yes, during the Soviet Union era, until it finally returned to the name Gyumri after Armenian independence in 1991. However, one of the events that most marked the city was the Great Earthquake of 1988, which destroyed much of the region and left many dead in Armenia. To this day, it is possible to see rebuilt areas that remind them of this difficult chapter in their history.
Some things in this country hardly seem real. Check this out. It looks like it came out of a science fiction movie. This fountain is called the Iron Fountain. And even the 1988 earthquake that struck this city, it was a magnitude 6.2 earthquake, destroyed much of Gyumri and the surrounding areas. This fountain worked. It actually worked until that earthquake. But after that, all that's left is this reminder of a very beautiful piece of architecture in a modernist style from the Soviet era. It's a similar fountain. If you look at it, it kind of looks like a flying saucer. But when the architect made it, the guy who designed it, he designed it thinking, well, I want to make butterflies, showing peace, friendship, to serve as a center, a meeting point for a university campus that used to be here. The place is really cool. It ended up becoming a memorial too, to honor the soldiers who fought. We come here to train, running up these stairs. Look how huge they are. We had seen this here. We came from the other side, and I didn't see these stairs. Here on the left side, we have the famous Black Fortress, a massive 19th century fortress. This may seem obvious, but it's important. Sunscreen is essential. Always bring sunscreen when you travel. It makes a big difference. Estevam pelo mundo. This is a tip from Armenia, a tip for life. You can use it for Armenia for anywhere you go, because let me tell you, the sun here, my friend, is really strong. Also remember, it's not just so you don't get sunburned. We're talking about aging, cell damage, diseases that can be caused by too much sun exposure. So whenever you see me out here filming a vlog, I'm always wearing a lot of sunscreen, okay? I like several, but there's one I used often that was really good. I like coconut. And I saw a bee flew up to me just now and I thought, wow, is the sunscreen I'm using sweet too? And is that what's attracting a bunch of bees? So I avoid using sweet sunscreen in places like this where there are a lot of bees so I don't get stung. Estevam, out of nowhere, seeing you without a sight, sharing with you all. I really like this isn't an ad or anything, but I've been using Estinja sunscreen a lot for about 3 or 4 years now. It's perfect because it doesn't get oily and even has foundation which protects even more from the sun. Fortress. We've arrived at the fortress, which is called the Soldier's Flame. They love to make this combo, okay? Soviet monument, the Soldier's Flame, the statue over there, a very Soviet combo, they love it. This fortress here was never taken. It was very important in the Russo-Turkish wars, right? Especially the wars that the Russians fought against the Ottomans. So it was key in the 19th century, even into the early 20th century. Today it's a theater center, there are several plays you can watch. It became a cultural center, so now it's only used for entertainment, thank God. And here, going down the stairs, we see several urns with the names of cities that took part in the Second World War, right? The Great Patriotic War. And we see, for example, over there, Odessa. It's all in Russian. And inside each of these boxes, there's a bit of soil from each of these cities. A way to honor the people who were lost in the name of a war. War is always ridiculous, isn't it? There's no such thing as a good war. Now let's move on because Gumri has a lot of cool things. The city, despite its rich history and strong Soviet heritage, also has a very modern and pleasant side, with amazing cuisine as well. After all, Armenia is a place to eat well. So what's your excuse? It's noon now, noon. It's noon, 40 degrees in the shade. Look at those guys over there. CrossFit going strong, CrossFit booming. Look, they're doing pull-ups. I'm exhausted just walking here to vlog for you. Music. Look at our van just to show you guys the chicken that's with me back there, okay? And the van is really comfortable, plenty of space, air conditioning. That's why Stelitz is very, very, very happy to be able to do so much for you guys, because their logistics here at Red Star are really good. Arriving here at the train station, which is still well preserved, another Soviet legacy. The city, look, I think it's pretty clean, despite how badly damaged it was, right? A lot of the things we see have been rebuilt. You can see some stones are lighter in color. Others really survived, right? They're historic. That fountain we saw, the Iron Fountain, it survived, it wasn't rebuilt. It's a fountain, in fact, from the Soviet era that remained. But several other things, unfortunately, were rebuilt. Unfortunately or fortunately, right? Of course. So, coming in through the central station, few big cities have a central station this calm. I'm going in here. Look, there's even Wi-Fi here if you want. I don't know if it works, right? But there's a sign. Let's see what it's like inside. Oh my God, how beautiful. Look at what I'm seeing, what you haven't seen yet. I'll show you here. Look at this. Look at the ceiling of this station. You can come here and catch a train just to enjoy this nostalgia. Look, imagine catching a train to Moscow. Here there are trains that can take you from here to the capital. To Yerevan, you can also go to Tbilisi, but it's far. From here to Tbilisi by train takes about 8 hours, by car about 4 hours. Remember, with both options, you must stop at the border, which can take 30 minutes to 3 hours depending on the line. But trains are still running here. We went back to our hotel with our Astra, with our Vectra 91. The city is really small, right? Really tiny. Misericordia is the second largest in the country. It has 100,000 inhabitants, guys. It's really small. We'll spend 2 nights here. I'll show you the room here in the second largest city in Armenia. Look at the lobby. It's so Soviet looking. The entrance of the hotel. Here's my little room. Look, the room is really big, very spacious. The ceiling is really high. It's a very classic hotel here in the city, right? Remember that even though it's the second largest city in the country, it's still a small city. Here's the bathroom, so you can see they love it, right? Curtain, plastic curtain, and a bathtub. Past the hotel, there's already a little area with restaurants, a small bar. We just got a taxi now to go to a restaurant to eat a famous trout. I'll show you part of the way through the city. We've arrived. Look, that's a Mercedes. The one leaving is a Mercedes too, but an old model. It's been out for years. There are a lot of old cars here. But look at this beautiful place we've arrived at. Another place where they keep live sturgeon here. They catch it right then, take it and serve it. I'll tell you the name of the restaurant, which is what? In Armenian. I say Armenia, but clearly that's not it. We can't even read it, right? Let alone say it. But the place is lovely. Huge, really. Wow. Huge restaurant complex. Come on, we ordered some food here. Fish, stuffed eggplant, lemons. I just ordered some caviar here because the caviar here is really famous. Let's see if it's good. This caviar cost, I think, 50 euros. Really hot. Listen, special, right, girls? Caviar. The trip was amazing. We ate well, we drank well. Was it good, Vit? It's great. Where is it? It's great? I love my Russian Siberian friend. Guy's such a great person. Go back to the hotel and then explore a little more of Gumri with you. Back here, look, there's a Russian base, a military base, just like a restaurant. I don't know, just guessing, I think the mayor celebrated 2025 here if they leave the eternal new year here. And over there is a little sign, I love Gumri. It says love Gumri there. Well, love is a very strong word, but it's a cute city. It's an okay city. Where we're going is this one on the corner. It's called Hatsatun. There's a lot of Armenian food here. And this is where we're going. I think there was a little table out here. Really chill vibes. Another little dog. The dogs here are cute, I told you, because they have a system. They have a tag on their ear, right? In Georgia, they also had that mark. It means they're vaccinated. Oh, this restaurant is so nice. Let's get some food here. Oh, my food has arrived. They serve the wine here. Look, in a very Caucasus-style way. Do you want this little bowl? Made of ceramic. The dolma has arrived. Basically, their take on stuffed grape leaves, my friend. But they're special and delicious here. Let's see. Everyone I've tried was amazing. This one is 2 reais. How delicious. Look, this one is really flaky. I also ordered something else. Hold on. Now the cheese has arrived. It was supposed to be the appetizer, right? But in Armenia, they bring it whenever. Look at the size of the cheese board. The cheese board was 700 dineros. 700 dineros is 10 reis. The cheese here is average. They love this cheese here, huh? Smells kind of like feet. I don't know. I don't really like it. It's here. I can't eat all this cheese again. The small salad arrived costing about 10 reais, but it's mostly just dressing. I don't know. I didn't really love it here. The salad was a chicken salad called Gyumri salad. It's a warm Caesar salad. Different. I liked it. It'll end up being about 30 or 40 reais in total, guys, with all the things I ordered. It took so long, but so long for my food that it's already night. Guys, it took a really long time to arrive, seriously. My God, but I saw a barbecue that looks good, look. They barely put any bread, nobody speaks English here, nobody does, it's really hard. I'm finding a bit more in Georgia, but where we are, almost nobody speaks English here. Taking this off the cloth here is potato, chicken, and mushroom. The mushrooms here are good, big ones, look. It was worth the wait, it's good. So, what do you think of the countryside? I want to hear your thoughts, my son. With that, I end my series through the Caucasus. I hope you enjoyed getting to know Azerbaijan, Georgia, and Armenia. Beautiful, amazing places that are worth your visit. If you haven't seen the other videos, go watch them because they're really cool. If you want to help me and my team keep doing this work, click on Become a Member and join the channel. And never forget that you are an amazing human being and you can get wherever you want. See you, viajante. I'll see you on the next adventure. Now let me finish my dinner here.